Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please join us as we pay tribute to our great country. Please stand and remove your headgear for the presentation of colors by the Marine Corps JROTC Color Guard, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the playing of the National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Our national anthem will be performed by 2018 senior band members Oscar Garcia, Matthew Rivera, Edgar Torres, Brandon Cortez, and Nicolas Bazan. Please be seated.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pedro Alvarez Jr., and I am the principal of the greatest high school in McAllen, McAllen Memorial High School. On behalf of administration and staff, we welcome you to the 2018 McAllen Memorial High School commencement exercises. I'm extremely proud to be standing before the class of 2018. Let's give them a hand. At this time, I would like to recognize the principals on our vertical team. The hard work and dedication of their teachers and staffs have contributed in the success of our graduates. From James Bonham Elementary, Ms. Clarissa Partida. From Jose de Escandon Elementary, Mr. Carlos Mora. From Leonardo Gonzalez Elementary, Ms. Cristina Hernandez. From Sam Houston Elementary, Ms. Deborah Loya Thomas. From Andrew Jackson Elementary, Interim Principal Miguel Herrera. From Theodore Roosevelt Elementary, Principal Mr. Gerardo Gonzalez. From Dorothea Brown Middle School, Principal Alfredo Gutierrez. From Dr. Rodney Cathy Middle School, Mr. Melvin Benford. And for our Instructional Guidance Center, Principal Mr. Fernando Gutierrez. Thank you so much for your contributions to our students and our graduates. At this time, let me formally introduce Student Council President Patricia Rocha de Murga. She will be running our ceremony today.
Good evening. It is an honor for me to serve as this year's Mistress Ceremony. It's bittersweet to think that after 4 years, we're finally here. It seems like only yesterday we were attending fish camp and learning chants for the pep rallies. It's strange to think that our second home will now be just a memory. To my stepmom, thank you for taking care of me like if I were your own daughter. To my brothers, Juan and Alvaro, if you know me, you know how close I am to them. Thank you guys for being such amazing role models that I can look up to and confide in. Thank you for being there every step of the way to encourage me and push me to be my best. Los quiero mucho. And finally, mi papá. If it wasn't for your love and support, I would not be here. Thank you for shaping me into the woman I am today. You truly are the best dad out there. I will always love you to the beach and back. Class of 2018. You are one of a kind, and I am blessed to have been part of this amazing journey with you all. Thank you for all the memories we have shared, but it's time for us to make new ones. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our senior class president, Ross Gonzalez.
Good afternoon and welcome. As we prepare to graduate from McAllen Memorial, we have the opportunity to reflect on what we learned and what our families, communities, and the world will expect from a Mustang. And we've learned a lot. Our teachers have set high standards and accepted nothing less. They demonstrated how to be dedicated and loyal. They've helped us maintain traditions to connect one generation of Mustangs to the next. Our administrators have modeled how to be a leader and reminded us when we are working with young people, we show up for everything, every day. Yes, we were watching and we are grateful. Thank you, Mr. Castillo, for everything you've done for us. Our coaches have reminded us that wearing Columbia blue means having pride for our school and fellow players. We respect ourselves, our opponents, and the field of competition. Our class sponsor, my father, taught us to smile a lot, acknowledge individuals, and make them feel special. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And our McAllen Memorial alumni have shown us the importance of getting involved, being active citizens, and serving others, because that's what the world would expect from a Mustang. As senior class president, it's been my honor to work with and for each and every one of you. We've grown as a class, from sporting events to hanging out with the boys on the weekends. Our memories will be cherished forever. I expect great things from the class of 2018. I will never forget my roots. We will always have a special place here at McAllen Memorial.
I now introduce to you Dr. Jose A. Gonzalez, Superintendent of McAllen Independent School District, who will introduce the members of the Board of Education and present the class of 2018.
Hello, everyone. Before I get started with my brief message, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce a very special group of individuals that play a key role in ensuring that our district runs at a quality level, and that is our Board of Trustees. I'll start with our Board President, Mr. Daniel Vela. Vice President, Mr. Marco Suarez. Board Secretary, Mr. Sam Saldivar Jr. Trustee, Mr. Conrado Alvarado. Trustee, Mrs. Debbie Crane Aliceda. Trustee, Mr. Larry Esparza. And Trustee, Mr. Tony Forina. These individuals spent countless hours away from their families ensuring that McAllen ISD is running at its full potential, and we appreciate you all very, very much. Another round of applause for our outstanding board. Also, a special group that helped me tremendously. If you were a superintendent, student ambassador, or part of the President's Council, please stand and be recognized. These students helped me move the district forward by giving me a student perspective. I appreciate you all very much. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. To all of the mothers and fathers, grandmothers and grandfathers, uncles and aunts, all the extended family, everybody here today that played a role in ensuring that our class of 2018 got to this point in the game, thank you so much. We know that it wasn't easy. We know that you spent a lot of time getting them from one event to another, from one practice to another, from one recital to another, helping with homework, making sure that they met their deadlines. So for that, we say thank you, because in McAllen ISD, we are a family, and everybody in this room makes up that one big family. So students, round of applause for all of our family members that are here today. I would also like to recognize the outstanding principal from Memorial High School, Mr. Pedro Alvarez. Sir, thank you so much. Let's give our principal a round of applause for everything that he does and all the sacrifice to ensure that Memorial High School is running at its full potential. To all the teachers, and assistant principals, librarians, counselors, all the support staff at Memorial, everyone at Mustang Nation that does so much for these students, thank you so much for the countless hours. Thank you so much for the blood, sweat, and tears for getting our students ready to get to this point. Let's give all the staff members a round of applause from Memorial. We appreciate you all very much. And to our wonderful students, thank you all for working hard and being resilient. As we follow the Mustang Nation and everything that you all do, we're impressed. I've followed you all for years now, and I've seen you compete on the football field, on the volleyball court, in the swimming pool, in choir, band, orchestra, in robotics. It doesn't matter where I've seen you compete. There's just a certain level of performance and a certain level of competitive spirit, a certain level of that never say die attitude. And that's important, because that's what's going to get you to the most important game of all, and that's the game of life. So I challenge you students to continue moving forward. Keep doing all you can to make your parents proud of you, because they love you more than you'll ever know. And they want you to reach your full potential. In McAllen ISD, we pride ourselves in being a district of choice, and you've utilized all the choices that we offer to put yourself in this position. And know this, whatever you want to accomplish, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Whatever that dream is that you have in your heart right now, you can do it, so long as you're willing to work for it. Go out there and make us proud. Go out there and conquer the world. And please, when you come back to McAllen, Texas, pay it forward, because there's a lot of people that look up to you all. Let's give our students, the class of 2018, a round of applause. De parte del Distrito Escolar de McAllen y la mesa directiva, felicidades y mucha suerte en el futuro. At this point, it gives me great honor to introduce our outstanding board president, Mr. Danny Vela.
Good afternoon, and thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. Hello, Mustangs class of 2018. You know, over the last 2 days, our board members have had the honor and the privilege of presiding over 5 ceremonies nearly 1,500 graduates this year. And some people would say that we've saved the best for last. Almost afraid you guys wouldn't get that, but okay. Before I proceed, I'd like to call out the names of a small group of individuals. And as I call out your name, if you would please stand and remain standing. The first is a gentleman named Michael Joseph Weaver. Second individual is Mr. Eduardo Manuel Cortez. Shelby Esqueda. Alejandro Ismael Leal. And Luciano Manuel Rangel. These individuals, ladies and gentlemen, have chosen a path a little bit different from the rest of the graduates before us this evening. They've chosen the path to serve in our armed forces. These fine young men and women will be serving in the U.S. Army and in the U.S. Marine Corps. Please know that when you leave here today, you are going with the full support, love, and confidence of every single person in McAllen, Texas. God bless you and Godspeed. Thank you. A small tribute to the parents. I know Dr. Gonzalez mentioned it, but I would have to mention them as well. We honor you for helping your daughter or son chart the course that led to this very day. Thank you for that guidance. On behalf of the McAllen Board of Trustees, we thank you for the love and support that you embraced them with all along this journey. And students, yes, you're the ones that got this done. You earned the right to be here. You took life's stress. You learned how to deal with it. You got the grades. You did the work. You made the hard choices. And yes, you stepped up to the plate. And in the process, you grew up. And today, you find yourself poised to take the next step away from home, ready to spread your wings and fly. And on behalf of the McAllen ISD Board of Trustees, I offer our heartfelt congratulations to the honored class of 2018. Your community takes great pride in you and what you have accomplished. Please, wherever you go and whatever you do, remember your community. This year's class is the greatest class to have ever graduated from McAllen Memorial High School. Let me say it again. This year's class is the greatest class to have ever graduated from McAllen Memorial High School. There's a but. Last year's class was the greatest class that have ever graduated from McAllen Memorial High School. And there's another but. Next year's class is going to be the greatest class to have ever graduated from McAllen Memorial High School. You see, here in McAllen, we strive for excellence. We strive to be better than before. It is now your duty to keep that tradition of greatness going. To be great in your education, to be great in your careers, to be great in your relationships. Remember to take great pride in your home, McAllen, Texas. Proud of your McAllen Independent School District, and yes, proud of McAllen Memorial High School. Remember that this community helped mold you. It loved you, it supported you. Remember to love it back. That's the sign of growth and maturity. And one day, hopefully soon, remember to come back. Reciprocate that love. Find your honored place among our ranks and help us as we continue to work toward to bolster the people and the places that make up our wonderful home. Again, my heartfelt congratulations. Thank you.
And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ms. Jaden Marie Olson, salutatorian of the class of 2018, to present the salutatory address.
Thank you, Patty. Good evening, parents, students, teachers, administrators, and district staff. My name is Jaden Olson. I would like to thank all of you for being in attendance this evening. You've had a profound impact on the development of this graduating class. On a more personal note, I would like to thank my friends for all the amazing memories I have created with them and for helping me discover what kind of person I want to be as I go into this next step. I'll never forget all the AP Chemistry study sessions we had at my house with my mom's assorted baked goods like peanut brittle and funnel cake, or even late night dance parties at sleepovers. As for my family, I would like to thank all of you for the love and support that you've given me. I can't remember a single time you didn't encourage me to be myself and to take risks, such as jumping off the rope into the river at the family reunion, or even allowing me to drive their big trucks before I could touch the gas pedal, much less had a learner's permit. To my brother, Aaron, thank you for showing me how special music is and inspiring me to find my academic niche by watching you excel in your musical niche. Next, I want to thank my parents for always being there for me and motivating me to never give up. Whether it was a hard AP Physics test or a volleyball game where I knew I wasn't going to get much playtime, you always encouraged me to have a good mindset regardless of the circumstances. Someone who has greatly shaped the person I am today, who unfortunately is no longer here in person, but most definitely in spirit to celebrate with us tonight, is my grandmother, Amma. Having her as a role model and seeing how she was able to raise 7 kids while still managing to obtain a bachelor's and master's degree gave me a great example of the woman I want to become. A woman who loves to learn, loves to laugh, loves her family, and above all, loves God. I know I would not be up here tonight if it weren't for her or my faith. The Lord has been my guiding light throughout all of high school, shaping my decisions and my actions. No matter how big or small the obstacle in front of me was, I turned to Jesus, and with him, I knew everything was going to be all right. In life, there's only 2 constants: change and learning. We've experienced a lot of changes these past 4 years of high school. New hairstyles, possibly growing a few inches, maybe even had our voice change a couple octaves. However, none of these changes can compare to the journey that we're about to embark on. Whatever the next chapter in your life consists of, college, work, the military, a gap year, significant changes are bound to occur. Unfortunately, it's a part of adulthood. We are soon going to be on our own, so I encourage each one of us to use this next step as preparation for the future. When it comes to learning, the saying, "you learn something new every day," couldn't be more true. For example, something as seemingly useless as memorizing Hamlet's soliloquy from Mrs. Garcia's literature class, to solving Mr. Abdullah's geometric proofs, or even conducting a titration lab in Mr. Baus's chemistry room, can teach us important lessons, not only for the class itself, but about ourselves as well. I know last year in Mrs. Ochoa's U.S. history class, I learned about determination. More specifically, my determination to avoid writing out the long timeline for the EOC. You know, sometimes my friends would come complaining to me about how they didn't learn anything in math class, but I would tell them, of course they learned something, that they just weren't good at math. And you know what? That's okay. We, as a society, have become obsessed with perfection that we sometimes can't accept that we just aren't good at some things. Learning to accept ourselves and our flaws is a huge part of this next step. This is the time to explore, change, and learn. Explore new possibilities, opportunities, or directions for our future. Change what we have control of and whatever may be hindering us from growing. And learn what our passions are. Learn what makes us happy. And if you're continuing your education, learn what you're being taught. Regardless of the changes and the tough lessons we've learned in high school and will continue to learn in the future, we are all still Mustangs. Whether you're sitting next to your best friend or someone you've never talked to in your life, we are all united tonight. I challenge each one of us at No Siesta Fiesta to take a chance and just talk to someone you haven't ever talked to or someone you haven't talked to in a long time. Make a change for the better and learn something new about someone else. Once again, I want to say thank you to all in attendance and to those who had a large impact in our lives but couldn't be here with us tonight. It has been an honor to stand before you. Congratulations, class of 2018. We did it.
Now, it is an honor for me to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2018, Ms. Christina Marie Valdez, who will present the valedictorian address.
Let me fix this, a little short. Before I begin, I would like to say how grateful I am that I have the opportunity to stand in front of all of you today. First off, I would like to thank the faculty and administration for putting in the time to organize this beautiful event, and the board members for their dedication to the district. All of my success would not have been possible without the help of a few people. So to my teachers, thank you for being my mentors and teaching me the hard lesson that not everything I do will be perfect. But I especially want to thank those who helped shape me and my career path. Thank you to my friends who have continuously stayed by my side. Even though I may be slightly sarcastic at times, you managed to hang on, so thank you for the many laughs we have shared. But most importantly, I would like to thank my parents. Without them, none of what I've ever accomplished would have ever been possible. So to my father, who doubled as my errand runner, my professor, official craftsman, and chef all in one, thank you for your unending loyalty and support. And to my mother, my confidant, and my best friend, thank you for loving me, even when I was not the easiest to love, and being selfless in all the sacrifices you made. I love y'all. When I was deciding the direction I wanted to take to give an accurate portrayal of what my high school career was like, I was stuck between several options until I learned about Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law states that if things can go wrong, they will. I realized this was on par with my high school career, but not because things were always bad in a Chicken Little the sky is falling kind of way, but because the plans I had made for myself were not my reality now. What I hope you can gain from my personal experiences, though, is that sometimes plans go horribly awry and you just have to grin and bear it until you can come up with something better. Going into my freshman year, I was perfectly content with staying under the radar and doing my own thing. However, it seemed as though Miss Martin had made it her life's goal to force me out of my comfort zone. Once the yearbook staff list had been released, the editors decided to call a meeting for the new staff members to introduce themselves. And that was pretty much my worst fear realized, because I would have to walk into a room full of people that I did not know. Everything was going fine until we had to do an icebreaker. At that point, I thought I was going to pass out from having to speak up. But then a miracle happened, and they had somehow managed to skip me. I could see the end in sight. There was a light at the end of the tunnel, and I was about to breathe a sigh of relief until I heard Miss Martin say, "Oh, wait, you forgot about my other little freshman, Christina." And it was at that point that I realized that trying to stay inside my comfort zone was not going to be an easy task to manage. It was evident that Murphy's Law had come to play. As a sophomore, I was sent out on my very first photo assignment by myself. The task was easy. I just had to photograph 3 of my friends at the food park. I was confident there was no way even I could mess that up. But I panicked when I got there and forgot there was a flash on the camera. So in my fear and anxiety that I'd be kicked off staff, I decided to take the photo in almost complete darkness. Sure enough, all of my worst fears had been realized, and Murphy's Law was quite relevant to the situation. At last, by the time I got to my senior year, I had most of my troubles under control. However, I was not ready for the large change of plans I was about to embark on. Going into the year, I already knew that I was going to either major in biology or chemistry. This was definitely not part of the large, grand master plan, because as a freshman, I had envisioned myself attending law school in the future. In fact, when I told Louisa about my decision to attend medical school instead, she was surprised and commented that I would eventually have to be exposed to blood. However, I reassured her that the little details could be worked out later, and that having to get over my fear of blood was not exactly a pressing matter. But even that was not the biggest surprise of the year. As I began to work on applications, I had already pretty much made up my mind to attend Texas Tech University, and I stockpiled on tech t-shirts when I visited Lubbock. However, for fun, I decided to apply to the UTRGV Baylor College of Medicine program. I knew the competition was rigorous, so you can imagine my surprise when I was one of 24 students to get selected for an interview. I had no idea what I was going to do, mainly because I had not planned to make it that far. But I went it and just hoped for the best. Yet again, I was taken by surprise when I found out that I was only one of 6 students to get accepted into the program. So there I was, trying to decide between Ivy Leagues that were not financially feasible and my safe school, when the opportunity really just fell into my lap. In this case, Murphy's Law had worked in my favor. So even though I suffered through numerous instances of Murphy's Law and a significant change of plans, I could not be more happy with the outcome. And while my experiences are by no means universal, I believe the framework of what I've learned is something that we have all gone through, having to change plans when things don't always go our way. Not having a set plan used to always stress me out, but my teachers have taught me that if you put yourself out there a little bit, you will succeed. Adapting as we are dealt new cards is universal to all of us, and as we've navigated instances of Murphy's Law, we have learned to understand that our end result may not always turn out as we planned it. However, we got through our troubles together and made it to today still partially intact. The progress we have shown as a class makes me confident that whatever the case may be in the future, we will all successfully ace the challenges we are given. With that being said, I am honored to be representing such an accomplished class. So thank you and congratulations to the class of 2018.
The senior members of the choir have chosen a special choral selection to perform for their classmates entitled Remember Me from the hit movie Coco by Lopez Emerson.
Mr. Vela, members of the Board of Trustees, it is an honor for me to certify the class of 2018. They have met all the requirements for graduation for a certificate of completion or have met the requirements under SB 463 as prescribed by the Texas Education Agency and McAllen Independent School District. In addition, 24 students have also met the course requirements and are candidates for graduation under their International Baccalaureate program. As seniors approach the platform, I would like to point out that the top 10% of the class will be recognized in our program for academic achievement. The top 2% are designated summa cum laude, the next 3% are designated magna cum laude, and the next 5% are designated cum laude. These students will be wearing a white stole in recognition of their achievements. If you're part of this group, please stand to be recognized at this time. Thank you. At this time, the first row will stand, and Mr. Celso Gonzalez will be calling the names of the 2018 graduates. On the screens above, you will find the name and the designations of each student. The top 4 designations will be called out by Mr. Gonzalez, and the rest will be noted on the screen. Please take advantage and take photos on there so you can remember those forever. And now we begin our presentation of diplomas.
Christina Marie Valdez, valedictorian, summa cum laude, AP Scholar with Distinction, AP Program Graduate. Jaden Marie Olson, salutatorian, summa cum laude, AP Capstone, Diploma Candidate, AP Program Graduate.
Patricia Rocha de Murga, Dual Language Achievement, RGV Lead, National Honor Society, STEM. Ross Logan Gonzalez, Senior Class President, Dual Language Achievement, RGV Lead, National Honor Society. His diploma presented by his father, Celso Gonzalez. Eric Hernandez. Cassandra Cristal Infante. Vanessa Michelle Saldivar, Dual Language Achievement, RGV Lead, Multidisciplinary Studies, and National Honor Society.
Antonella Acosta, STC Associate Degree, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Javier Acosta, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Public Services. Regina Escamilla Rodriguez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities. Regina Acosta, magna cum laude, IBC, Distinguished Candidate, AP Scholar with Honors, AP Program Graduate. Christian David Aguilar, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Business and Industry. Shem Alexi Delali Achia, cum laude, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry. Michael Matthew Alaman, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Miranda Natalie Alaman, Distinguished Achievement, Level of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Miguel Alejandro Alfaro, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Baha Ahag, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Multidisciplinary Studies. Miguel Angel Amiguer, Jr., AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Cynthia Patrice Danielle Alton, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society, Business and Industry. Devin Angel Alvarado, National Hispanic Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Ileana Carmen Alvarado, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Incentive License Certificate. Samantha Alvarado, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Angel Alvarez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Emmanuel Ronaldo Alvarez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Brian Amezcua Cortez. Aaron James Aragus, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Isaac Adbayo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Public Services. April Victoria Ayano, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Multidisciplinary Studies. Aaron Damian Armendariz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alfonso Arredondo Blanco, AP Capstone Diploma Candidate, National Hispanic Scholar, AP Program Graduate. Jessica Arredondo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB Exams. Daniela Lisa Ashburn, summa cum laude, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Jose Rene Avila, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jacob Kenneth Backstad, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, National Honor Society, STEM. Daniela Barrera, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Brett Allen Baus, magna cum laude, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Montserrat Michaela Bautista, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Public Service. Nicholas Colby Bassan, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Andrew Thomas Bedford, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Oscar Ronaldo Beltran, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Valerie Judith Benter, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lee Scholar, STEM. Megan Ann Blevins, summa cum laude, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Renee Borrego Jr., Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Hannah Joanne Bradford, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM. Penelope Shakira Brambila, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Study, Business and Industry License Certificate. Erica Malkin Briones, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB Exams. Alejandro Briseño Jr., AP Scholar with Honor, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM. Ryan Hayes Brusick, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Cindy Caballo Gutierrez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities. Zoe Michelle Cade, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Bethany Noel Caldwell, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Public Service. Kimberly Camarena, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Crystal Eileen Cano, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities. Jacqueline Cano, International Baccalaureate, Diploma Graduate, Candidate, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, National Honor Society. Camila Isabel Cantu, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industries, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Cesar Cantu Jr., Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Georgia Abigail Cantu, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Samantha Yvette Cantu, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jonathan Moises Cardosa, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alejandro Carlos Jr., Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Maria de la Luz Carrillo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Roel Castañeda, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, STEM. Eduardo Castillo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Public Services. Lisbeth Abigail Castillo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities. Monique Renee Castillo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Josephine Hernandez Castro, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Brian Eduardo Caudillo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Nicholas Jared Cavazos, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Nayeli Joanna Cedillo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate, AP/IB exams. Roberta Magdalena Centeno, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Francisco Javier Cerda, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Braulio Ramon Cervantes, Multidisciplinary Studies. Genaro Alejandro Cervantes Rodriguez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Idris Adonis Chaguar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities. Ace Alberto Chavez, cum laude, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, National Honor Society. Andrew Anthony Chavez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Christian Chavez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. John Chavez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jorge Humberto Ceriza Jr., Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Andrew Henry Constanza Jr. Taylene Renee Contreras, cum laude, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, National Honor Society. Faith Marie Copeland, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Jose Enrique Coronado, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP/IB exams. Alyssa Correa, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Brandon Dakota Cortez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Service, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Eduardo Manuel Cortez, Military, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Maria Victoria Cortez Guzman, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Miranda Cortez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Early Grad, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Cielo Aleida Cruz, IB Diploma Graduate, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities. Emiliano Cruz Torria, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Marco Antonio Cruz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Multidisciplinary Studies. Miriam Valencia Cruz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Yesenia Lisbeth Cruz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Eunice Anai Cuellar, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Miguel Angel Cuellar, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alejandra Cueva, Cum Laude, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Amelia Cueva, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services. Ana Maria Culbeo Sierra, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Spanish Honor Society, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Cesar Davila, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Edgar Davila Jr., Distinguished Level of Achievement, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Ana Carolina de Alba, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities. Emily de Anda, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Bilingual and Biliteracy. Kayla Aslin de Hoyos, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society, Business and Industry. Deborah de la Garza Rodriguez, AP Scholar, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Stephanie Renee de la Garza, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate, CR Exams. Jimena Alessandra de la Mora Guzman, Magna Cum Laude, AP Scholar with Honors, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Glenice Altenay de la Rosa, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB Exams, RGV Lead Scholar. Leslie Yvette de la Garza, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Catherine De Leon, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Diana Isabel Diaz, Cum Laude, STC, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Leslie Guadalupe Diaz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Public Services, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Tony Valentin Diaz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. David Alejandro Duran Garcia, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Karen Giselle Elizondo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB Exams. Roberto Antonio Elizondo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Gage Daniel Erickson, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Business and Industry. Josiah Christian Escamilla, Distinguished Level of Achievement, National Honor Society, STEM, Business and Industries. Kimberly Teresa Escobar, cum laude, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Santiago Giovanni Escobar Moreno, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Sydney Escobar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM. Rebecca Tiara Escobedo, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Nehemiah Esparza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB Exams. Eduardo Sebastian Espriella Duran, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Dual Credit. Shelby Nicole Esqueda, Military, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Julio Cesar Esteves Nino, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Early Grad, Arts and Humanities, Disciplinary Studies. Dimas Miguel Estevas, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Melitza Feliciano Elizondo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB Exams. Beatriz Brian Ferreros, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Spanish Honor Society, STEM, Arts and Humanities. Alan Figueroa, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Brandon Samuel Figueroa Perez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Early Grad, Multidisciplinary Studies. Brianna Guadalupe Flores, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Christopher Michael Flores, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jose Manuel Guadalupe Flores, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Lisbeth Esmeralda Flores Hernandez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Miguel Antonio Flores, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry Certificate. Priscilla Flores, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Spanish Honor Society, STEM, Public Services. Victoria May Frias, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Katia Fuentes, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, Public Service. Elizabeth Acela Gaitan, magna cum laude, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Angel Daniela Gallardo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Aroldo Emilio Galvan, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Multidisciplinary Studies, APIB Exams. Idania Galvan, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Lauren Danielle Gamboa, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society, STEM. Adrian Alexander Garcia, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. Alberto Garcia Jr., AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Angelique Karime Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. Brianna Renee Garcia, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Early Grad, Multidisciplinary Studies, Dual Credit. Carissa Danielle Garcia, Magna Cum Laude, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Sierra Janice Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Daniela Alejandra Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Dual Credit. Darlene Suhey Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Certificate Employment Skills. Eduardo Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Humberto Alejandro Garcia Sandoval, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Public Services. Jose Nestor Garcia III, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Karime Eileen Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, Public Services. Katie Alice Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License and Certificate. Maria Fernanda Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Michael Zachary Garcia. Mariana Isabel Garcia, Summa Cum Laude, AP Capstone, Diploma Graduate, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate. Meredith Marta Garcia, Cum Laude, AP Capstone Diploma Graduate, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate. Oscar Jared Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. Ricardo Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Ricardo Daniel Garcia Reese, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Disciplinary Studies. Aaliyah Isabel Garza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Multidisciplinary Studies, Dual Credit. Adrian Felipe Garza, Magna Cum Laude, IB Diploma Graduate, National Hispanic Scholar, AP Scholar. Allison Marie Garza, AP Capstone, Diploma Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities. Alyssa Marie Garza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Public Services. Cecilia Garza, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP/IB exams. Jacob Trinidad Garza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jaylene Serenity Garza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Lisbeth Veronica Garza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry Certificate. Milagros Garza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Vanessa Giselle Garza, Magna Cum Laude, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement. Karina Roche Giro, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Christopher Michael Gill, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM. Genesis Valeria Gill, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, Public Services. Natalie Janine Glasper, Magna Cum Laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma Graduate, AP Scholar with Distinction, AP Program Graduate. Alexa Rebecca Godinez, her diploma will be presented by her grandmother, former board member Judy Godinez, AP Program Scholar, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry. Carolina Gomez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Gabriel Humberto Gomez Jr., Business and Industry License Certificate. Gabriela Marie Gonzalez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Bernabe Gonzalez III, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industries, Multidisciplinary Studies. Bianca Estela Gonzalez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Business and Industry, Public Service. Carlo Quiles Gonzalez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Christina Alejandra Gonzalez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Gerardo Alexis Gonzalez Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Hugo Armando Gonzalez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jacqueline Guadalupe Gonzalez Gonzalez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, STEM. Jose Eduardo Gonzalez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Kevin Gonzalez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Kevin Eric Gonzalez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP/IB exam. Margarita Michelle Gonzalez Flores, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Spanish Honor Society, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License and Certificate. Rasha Shuri Nicole Gonzalez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Sabrina Elizabeth Gonzalez, distinguished levels of achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alan Manuel Garcia, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Leobardo Julian Gracian, distinguished levels of achievement, Public Service, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Services. Jasenia Wadarama, distinguished levels of achievement, Public Services, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jessica Wadarama, distinguished levels of achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Diego Isaac Guajardo, distinguished levels of achievement, Business and Industries, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Jasmine Esmeralda Guajardo, magna cum laude, AP Program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement, National Honor Society. Jonathan Eli Guajardo, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Roxanne Eileen Guajardo, distinguished levels of achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Avia Guerra, cum laude, AP Program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Juan Manuel Guerra, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Ruby Marisol Guerra, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. James Timothy Guerrero, distinguished levels of achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Luis Gustavo Guerrero, distinguished levels of achievement, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Luis Gustavo Guevara Barrera, distinguished levels of achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alisa Hope Gutierrez, distinguished levels of achievement, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Andrea Vianney Gutierrez, AP Program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement, STEM, Business and Industry. Luis Alberto Gutierrez, distinguished levels of achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Mark Anthony Gutierrez, distinguished levels of achievement, STEM, Business and Industry Certificate, Multidisciplinary Studies. Colton James Henderson, AP Program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Eduardo Hernandez, distinguished levels of achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Irma Yaritza Hernandez Presas, Business and Industry License Certificate. Isareli Hernandez Cordova, distinguished levels of achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry Certificate. Jesus Adrian Hernandez, distinguished levels of achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Klein Guadalupe Hernandez Aguillon, distinguished levels of achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Leslie Hernandez, AP Capstone, Diploma graduate, AP Program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement, National Honor Society. Luisa Fernanda Hernandez Baeza, summa cum laude, AP Capstone Diploma graduate. AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Lydia Alexandra Hernandez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Marcos Alexis Hernandez. Pedro Antonio Hernandez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, Business and Industry. Valeria Hernandez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Victor Manuel Hernandez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Cameron David Herrera, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry. Alessandra Jocelyn Hinojosa, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alessandra Yamele Hinojosa, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Julian Cristobal Hinojosa, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Business and Industry. Maleni Hinojosa, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Nidia Yolanda Hinojosa, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry Certificate. Leslie Natalie Houston Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Business and Industry, Public Services. Amber Madison Howell, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Giselle Ibarra, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Jacqueline Ibarra, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Services, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jennifer Ibarra, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Bilingual Biliteracy. Leonardo Ibarra, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Claudio Arturo Jaime, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Ashley Naomi Hadaki, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Michael Lee Jinks, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alexia Ann Cruz, cum laude, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Christopher Alexander Lara, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Melanie Lambrecht, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jonathan Patrick Larson, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Alejandro Ismael Leal, Military, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Thomas Daniel Lavigny, TD. Kara Grace Lee, magna cum laude, IBC diploma candidate, AP scholar, AP program graduate. Carla Dale Long, cum laude, distinguished levels of achievement, multidisciplinary studies, bilingual and biliteracy. Adan Longoria III, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, multidisciplinary studies. Brianna Elena Lopez, AP program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, business and industry. Elijah Stefan Lopez, summa cum laude, AP program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement, National Honor Society. Eliseo Lopez Aguirre, distinguished levels of achievement, multidisciplinary studies, business and industry license certificate. Emiliano Lopez Diaz, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, National Honor Society, business and industry. Jose Guadalupe Lopez, business and industry license certificates. Clarissa Marie Lopez, cum laude, IBC diploma candidate, AP program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement. Manuel Alejandro Lopez Lujan, distinguished levels of achievement, multidisciplinary studies. Maximiliano Lopez Diaz, distinguished levels of achievement, business and industry, multidisciplinary studies, CR exams. Michael Lopez, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, business and industry, multidisciplinary studies. Nicholas Alejandro Lopez, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, business and industry, public services. Orlando Lopez Jr., distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, multidisciplinary studies, dual credit. Yvonne Lisbeth Lopez. Giselle Lozano, business and industry license certificate. Maria Edith Lozano Vega, business and industry license certificate. Isagani Cruz Luistro II, summa cum laude, AP program graduate, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar. Karim Yusuf Luham, AP program graduate, distinguished level achievement, RGV lead scholar, STEM. Alexa Luna, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, STEM, business and industry. Christopher Michael Luna, distinguished levels of achievement, National Honor Society, STEM, arts and humanities. Karime Yasmin Luna, distinguished levels of achievement, business and industry, multidisciplinary studies, business and industry license certificate. Pablo Mangana Gloria, magna cum laude, National Hispanic Scholars, AP Scholar with Distinction, AP Program Graduate. Cynthia Maldonado, Business and Industry License Certificate. Juan Mateo Mendez, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Emily Julianne Mandujano, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Ryan Christopher Manning, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Roel Marmolejo, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Cassandra Martinez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Christopher Amador Martinez. Humberto Daniel Martinez III, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Itzayani Itzel Martinez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Christina Gabrielle Martinez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, French Honor Society, STEM. Madeline Lizette Martinez, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities. Miguel Martinez Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. Rafael Martinez Garcia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Hasael Alexander Mata, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Omar Mayorga Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alejandra Medina, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Marcos Medrano, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Christopher Tobias Melendez Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Karime Alexis Melgoza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Natalie Jolie Menchaca, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jacqueline Mendoza, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB exams. Ramon Mendoza. Mario Alberto Mesa Castillo, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Eugene Alvin Mikulik Trey III, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Giovanna Milano, summa cum laude, IB Distinguished Candidate, AP Scholar with Distinction, AP Program Graduate. Victoria Christian Miramontes, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Services. Mariana Fatima Montemayor, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Andres David Montes, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Emily Michelle Montoya, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Theodore Marcelo Morales. So proud of you. National Honor Hispanic Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement. Lisbeth Moreno, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Vivian Claire Morgan, cum laude, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Celeste Morin, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Andrea Munguia, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, National Honor Society, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Frank Eduardo Munoz Sanchez Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, Business and Industries. Hannah Elizabeth Murray, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jennifer Celeste Murillo, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Andrea Edith Nava, cum laude, STC, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement. Jackie Navarro, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, dual credit. Marali Navejar, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Business and Industry. Geraldine Isaeli Negrete, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Kimberly Lynn Gwynn, IBC Diploma Candidate, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, National Honor Society. Carlos Nino, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Jose Luis Noriega, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM. Kalechi Marisu Dubisi Washiku, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Margot Vinay Ochoa, magna cum laude, AP Capstone Candidate, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate. Alice Almozelli Ogiaga, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Briseida Ruby Olazaran, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Enrique Holguin, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Moses Olivares Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Francisco Mariano Opaso, cum laude, AP Scholar with Honor, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Rocio Arlette Orozco, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, dual credit. Estefani Jacqueline Ortega Menchaca, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Leonardo Daniel Ortegon, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Daniel Ortiz, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Brooke Taylor Pacheco, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities. Esteban Pacheco, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Business and Industry. Adrian Jared Palacios, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Natalie Alexis Patino, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jairo Jaid Peña, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Disciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Alex Perales, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Public Services. Brianna Marie Perez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Carolina Peña. Mark William Perez, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, National Honor Society, STEM. Miguel Iatiquio Perez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Samantha Denise Perez, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM. Clarence Wayne Phillips Parlato Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Alejandro Ponce de Leon, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Multidisciplinary Studies. Amanda Jacqueline Poole, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Cynthia Michelle Porras Ayala, cum laude, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Early Grad, Arts and Humanities. Maria Victoria Porras, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Erasmo Juan Posada, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Nayeli Maribel Posadas, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Porfirio Emmanuel Posadas, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB Exams. Victoria Besabi Puente Mata, Itzel Alejandra Quintanilla Alvarez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Priscilla Quintero, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jahara Berenice Quiroz, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. Aaron Zacarias Ramirez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Alida Cristina Ramirez, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Isaac Ramirez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Carla Alexandria Ramirez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Multidisciplinary Studies. Leslie Giselle Ramirez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP/IB exams. Lourdes Ramirez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Multidisciplinary Studies. Maria Alessandra Ramirez, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities. Jorge Luis Ramos Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Lisbeth Adriana Ramos Cruz. Luciano Manuel Rangel, Military, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Brian Adrian Reyes, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Selma Lee Regalado, accompanied by her mother Norma Sotelo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Angel Adrian Resendez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Abigail Marie Reyes, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Allison Alexandra Reyes Vega, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Erica Jacqueline Reyes, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Multiple Disciplinary Studies. Christopher David Ortiz Rodriguez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Early Grad, STEM, Arts and Humanities. Roosevelt Yode Reyes Cortez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Elian Reina, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Dual Credit, Bilingual and Biliteracy. Jose Asael Rios Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Rodrigo Rios, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Eric Rivas, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Juan Ricardo Rivas Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Public Services. Matthew Seth Rivera, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Business and Industry. Marcus Ismael Robles, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Javier Jesus Rocha, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Annabelle Christine Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Bilingual and Biliteracy. Anika Rodriguez, AP Capstone, Diploma Graduate, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement. Cynthia Natalie Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Early Grad, Multidisciplinary Studies. David Ryan Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Arts and Humanities. Francisco Armando Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Gabriel Nicholas Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Service, Multidisciplinary Studies. Gerardo Rodriguez Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Multidisciplinary Studies. Yvonne Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Jaylene Nicole Rodriguez, cum laude, AP Program Grad, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Jason Dylan Rodriguez, AP CAP, Diploma Graduate, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement. Jessica Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Karen Yaneth Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Rochelle Victoria Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Valeria Iran Rodriguez Sainz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alexandria Rodriguez, magna cum laude, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar. Gretel Cristiani Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Early Grad, Arts and Humanity, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alexandra Danielle Romo, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alejandro Rosales Jr., AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Business and Industry. Cassandra Reese, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Luz Elena Rodriguez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Noah Jacob Reese, Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Leonardo Jose Saavedra Perez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Isaac Andrew Sainz, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate, RGV Lead Scholar, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Jose Sainz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Justin Lee Sainz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Yohisi Sainz Ortiz, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Joshua Ezequiel Salazar, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Leslie Yvette Salazar, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. Eric Ulises Salcido. Adonis Nelson Salinas. Leslie Salinas, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society. Lizette Salinas, cum laude, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Luis Angel Salinas, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Spanish Honor Society, STEM, Multidisciplinary Studies. Nayeli Salinas, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society, Public Services. Stephanie Haley Salinas, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society, Business and Industries. Antonio Sanchez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Arts and Humanities. Claudia Rochelle Sanchez, IBC, Course Certificate, AP Scholar, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Joshua Kane Sanchez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society, Business and Industry. Justin Michael Sanchez, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Mark Anthony Sanchez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Nathan Ruben Sanchez, cum laude, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, French Honor Society. Ana Patricia Santana, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Bilingual and Biliteracy, AP IB exams. Simon Armando Santiago, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate, RGV Lead Scholar. Jonathan Santillan, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Antonio Segura Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Mariela Sepulveda, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificates. Natalie Marie Serna, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Nathan Eli Serna, cum laude, IBC, diploma candidate, AP scholar, AP program graduate. Angeles Ivan Silva, magna cum laude, AP program grad, distinguished level of achievement, RGV lead scholar. Jose Samuel Silva Jr., magna cum laude, distinguished level of achievement, RGV lead scholar, National Honor Society. Adel Alberto Solares Giron, distinguished level of achievement, multidisciplinary studies. Ayanelli Solis, distinguished levels of achievement, public service, multidisciplinary studies. Jose Luis Solis Garcia Jr., distinguished level of achievement, multidisciplinary studies. Sergio Emmanuel Solis Jr., distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, STEM, public services. Seth Rudy Soto, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, STEM, multidisciplinary studies. Andres Alejandro Spinetti Zavala, AP program grad, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, STEM. Garrett Walker St. Clair, cum laude, AP program grad, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar. Shane Alexander Stamper, distinguished levels of achievement, multidisciplinary studies, business and industry license certificate, RGV lead scholar. Yo Ara Sarai Talavera, distinguished levels of achievement, STEM, business and industry, multidisciplinary studies. Julissa Maria Tames, distinguished level of achievement, multidisciplinary studies, business and industry license certificate. Omar Alejandro Tapia, distinguished level of achievement, RGV lead scholar, STEM, business and industries. Heidi Tejerina, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, business and industry, multidisciplinary studies. Janelle Tejerina, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, public services, multidisciplinary studies. Ramon Tijerina, distinguished levels of achievement, STEM, public services, multidisciplinary studies. Alejandra Tobias, distinguished level of achievement, RGV lead scholar, early grad, multidisciplinary study. Cesar Andres Torres, distinguished level of achievement, arts and humanities, multidisciplinary studies, business and industry license certificate. Edgar Torres, AP program grad, distinguished level of achievement, RGV lead scholar, National Honor Society. Francisco Enoch Torres. Jennifer K. Torres, distinguished levels of achievement, RGV lead scholar, business and industries, public services. Jose Ruben Torres Vasquez, distinguished level of achievement, RGV lead scholar, STEM, business and industries. Nidia Torres, distinguished level of achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Public Services. Valerio Torres Jr., Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities. Nicholas Angelo Tovar, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. America Yadid Trevino, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, Public Services. Joey Daniel Trevino, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Richard Austin Trevino, Early Grad, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Sasha Monique Uribe, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Business and Industries. Victoria Lizette Uribe, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Sireni Uskanga, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, AP IB Exams. Stephen Michael Uceda, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries. Marlene Valdivia, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industries License Certificates. Valeria Michelle Valer Alguayo, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Spanish Honor Society, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities. Cindy Valera, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Andres Vanegas Jr., Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Multidisciplinary Studies. Tomas Vaquera IV, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. Alexis Varela, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Arts and Humanities. Ulises Daniel Varela, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies, RGV Lead Scholar. Itzel Clarissa Valdez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alfredo Jesus Vargas, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Adrian Daniel Vasquez, cum laude, IBC Diploma Candidate, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Robert Anthony Vasquez. Jorge Rafael Vasquez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Spanish Honor Society, STEM. Yukari Elizabeth Velasco Sanchez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, STEM, Business and Industries. Emmanuel Velasquez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies, Bilingual by Literacy. Francisco Velasquez Jr., Distinguished Level of Achievement, STEM, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industries License Certificate. Zeta Velasquez, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Andres Ivan Velasquez, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Barbara Andrea Vera Caballero, STC, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services. Gonzalo Vidales, AP Scholar, Distinguished Level of Achievement, National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society. Ashley Marie Villarreal, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Multidisciplinary Studies. Sarah Elizabeth Villarreal, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Vanessa Ray Villarreal, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, National Honor Society. Roberto Villegas Benavides, RGV Lead Scholar, Distinguished Level of Achievement. Rogelio Villegas, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Alexis Abigail Walden, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Michael Joseph Weaver, Military, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services. Forrest Henry Alexander White, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Madison Brielle Whitehead, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate, Public Services. Shannon Brian Wood, AP Scholar with Distinction, AP Program Graduate, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, STEM. Jacob Andrew Young, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industry, Multidisciplinary Studies. Krista Dominique Young, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Multidisciplinary Studies. Irma Claudia Samaron, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies. Kayleen Anais Zamora, Distinguished Level of Achievement, RGV Lead Scholar, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities. Adriana Samudio Gil, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Business and Industries, Arts and Humanities, Multidisciplinary Studies. Derek Matthew Zapata, Distinguished Levels of Achievement, Public Services, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. Alexis Zavala Segura, and that was 560. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like you to direct your attention to the big pictures on the top. We would like to acknowledge a fellow classmate, Omar Josue Reyes, who is currently fighting the battle against cancer and cannot be here today. On behalf of Memorial High School, his classmate, we are keeping you in our prayers. We welcome Omar via FaceTime to be part of the graduating ceremony. I present to you Omar Josue Reyes, Distinguished Level of Achievement, Multidisciplinary Studies, Business and Industry License Certificate. How about a hand for Omar, and let's keep him in our prayers. And with Omar, that is 561 graduating Mustangs.
Thank you. Congratulations, graduates, and your families as well. At this time, I would like to share a farewell gift to the class of 2018, prepared by Memorial High School senior and KMAC student, Justin Sanchez.
I won't forget you, but I may forget your name, my lady. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. If you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? Great clouds roll over the hills, bringing darkness from above. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this?
Senior year. Well, I mean, it's hard to say because you really don't understand. Realizing that high school is over and we're gonna take on the next chapter in our life, which is college, is just so weird to think. I can't believe how fast those 4 years went by and all the friends I've made.
Come up to meet you, tell
all the memories that have been created. Our teachers, our administration, all those relationships are just gonna be left behind when we take on the next chapter. I'm for sure gonna miss all those pep rallies. Football games.
Second down and 4.
Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard.
4 years gone by fast.
Oh, take me back to the start. I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart, running in circles, chasing tails, coming back as we are. Nobody said it was easy. Oh, it's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be so hard. I'm going back to the start.
Thank you, Justin. Sorry, it's hard to come back after that. Class of 2018. These past 4 years have gone by in a blink of an eye. All we have now are the memories of the football games, Celso's morning's announcements, dances, and my personal favorite, pajama days. Memorial High School gave us the opportunity to make these amazing memories that we will always hold dear to our heart. In fact, it is crazy to think that a couple of months ago we were stressing about applying to college, and now we're all here with our diplomas in our hands. We are all more than ready to head out to the next chapter in our lives, and I want to wish you the best of luck. Always remember this: once a Mustang, always a Mustang.
Seniors, please stand and come together so we can take a selfie to capture this moment forever.
It's your turn.
I'm gonna wait for wait for him to sit down. No, because I have to sit down. Oh, no, I'm gonna rise him again. Yeah. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Class of 2018, please stand. We have received our diplomas, and we have recognized as graduates of McAllen Memorial High School. Now join us in the turning of our tassels as we begin this new and exciting chapter in our lives. So on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I said the question, you said it? So we have one more question before we continue.
Where are you from?
MHS!
Where are you from?
MHS!
Do you like it?
Oh yes!
Do you like it?
Oh yes!
Give it to me once. Give it to me twice. Where are you from?
MHS!
Congratulations, Mustangs.
LP forever.
Now, the senior choir members will lead us in the singing of the Memorial High School alma mater. We invite you to sing along with us. The alma mater also is on the back side of the program.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are grateful to have been a part of your children's lives and to have shared this very special moment with all of you. As you can see, like I said when I started, McAllen Memorial High School is the best high school. I can now officially present to you McAllen Memorial Class of 2018, the Mighty Mustangs. And we're ready to go. Cue music.
Deine Zauber binden wieder, was die Mode streng getrennt.